back, everybody, to another episode of the Leston Avenue Project. My name is Mike Kidd. In the house, I have somebody who's super, super talented. We were just talking before the podcast beginning that this is our first time meeting. Super, super talented. He's probably one of the best artists here in Dayton. He has a huge reach. I've seen him just pushing out albums, it seems like forever. And we're excited to have him. Give it up for D.Knight, folks. Yes, sir. What's going on, man?
What's good, man? Thanks for having me, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we're having a good day so far. The weather's pretty nice. It's not too hot. Nothing too crazy. But here on the Leston Avenue Project, we do this thing. It's called One Good Thing. Just really trying to highlight maybe one good thing that has happened to you maybe in the last week. Maybe you caught a couple green lights. Maybe they put an extra chicken nugget in your McDonald's order.
Yeah.
What's one good thing that's happened to you here recently?
One good thing that's happened to me recently is that I got to see myself turn another year older.
Yes, sir.
Celebrated my 28th birthday on Saturday with friends and family. We went out to Yard House out in Cincinnati.
Ooh, nice.
Had some good food. Then we went to this rooftop bar. And then we went to another bar down at the Banks, close to where the Red Stadium is at. So, yeah, it was definitely a great night and a great weekend.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
I know down there is anytime you can be on a rooftop, I think that's no matter where you're at. You could be in Heber Heights, Ohio. Anytime you can be on a rooftop, man, that's fancy.
It's such a fun vibe, just being up there with your friends, having a few drinks and all that. So, yeah, everybody had fun. Nice,
man. That's beautiful. And you're celebrating 28. You're still a young guy. Me being 35, I wish I was 28. I got plenty of years left, man. So, happy birthday to you. And if you guys were watching this, add my boy. Wish him a happy late birthday. You guys were late. Sorry, nana boo-boo. But you recently just came out with a new album.
Right.
Kids with Ambitions.
Yeah.
You've been doing this. First of all, you've been doing music forever. How long you been doing music?
So I started doing music when I was probably like 12 or 13. I put out my first mixtape when I was 15. So that was this summer before my junior year in high school.
Yeah.
Put out my first tape called For the City. That was 12 years ago, man. That's crazy. So yeah, I've been putting out projects for a while.
You've been putting music out for a while.
Yeah.
And you say 12, 13. When you're obviously you're a young person, you're doing music. What were you always musically inclined, or was it something that maybe you saw somebody else doing? You're like, I want to get involved in something like that.
I think it was always something that I've been curious about or wanted to dip my toe in. So when I was a kid, I was super into sports, which I still am. But back then, I was playing football, soccer, basketball, running track. Played baseball a couple years, all that stuff. And then, as far as the music goes, when I was in 5th grade, I took piano lessons for a little bit.
Nice.
And I got hip to a lot of music through my sister. When I go places with her, she played Lil Wayne, Jeezy, T.I., and I came up in the LimeWire era too, so whatever music she downloaded, I got hip to, off the computer. So I've always been... that's always been an interest of mine. I think one day it just kind of exploded, I guess, and I just explored it, full front,
That's the LimeWire era was a wild era because it's like you're downloading all this music and then you just know, hey, in 6 months, like this computer's gonna die from a virus.
Yeah.
I remember killing my parents' desktop computer over downloading, like you said, all the. Lil Wayne and Jeezy were like two of the guys that I really enjoyed listening to growing up, and it was just you just knew in that era that it's just like you didn't know, but you were willing to risk it for a biscuit, and like you said, add music to an MP3 player or your little iPod Nano or whatever. So
yeah, I put so many viruses on computers, but then I started listening to music on YouTube during the blog era. So thank God for that because I wasn't putting any more viruses on desktops no more.
No, I remember I was on Facebook here recently, and was it Thug Motivation? It was like the 15-year reunion of Thug Motivation coming out. And I remember when that came out, my sister used to get like catalogs. She had a subscription, and you could get like a free CD every month. And then she ended up for Christmas getting me the Young Jeezy Thug Motivation 101.
Yeah.
And that was like the first explicit CD that I had. I mean, of course, you download stuff off of LimeWire, but this was like a CD that you actually like had to have somebody who was over 18 buy for you. So I was like, oh man, this is just the best CD ever, and you listen to it over and over and over again. So, but yeah, man, you recently just got into or just released Kids with Ambition. And I was actually listening to that on the way over here. And just your sound, man, so unique in the sense that your lyrics are sort of storytelling, and you like to talk about life and just the things that you've been through. Who inspired you growing up, I guess, to make, who would you say you, maybe not mimic or whatever, is there somebody that influences your style more than others?
Well, I'll say my first favorite artist, like when I got into hip hop, was Kanye West.
Yeah.
I remember my stepbrother had brought home a burnt CD of College Dropout.
Yeah.
And we was playing it on repeat while playing the PS2 at that time. So Slow Jams, Through the Wire, Family Business, all that
I could
stuff.
hear, honestly.
Yeah.
I could hear, just in my opinion, your sound kind of reminds me of like a Kanye, just the beat, and you remind me almost like a Common.
Yeah.
Just like a very real, just, he's going to spit some stuff to you, and you're going to be like, wow, I can really relate to something like this.
Right.
It's just very relatable music. And, yeah, man, it's a good sound. Now, with your first project, because I was going back trying to dig deep on, iTunes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You have stuff that goes all the way back to, like you said, you were putting out your first mixtape in 2015. And I could go back to, God, it was like 2000, I can't even remember. But it went back forever. You've been doing music with people from around Dayton.
Right.
Who was the first person that you ended up linking up with in Dayton?
Ooh, that's a good question. The first person that I ended up, so technically the first people I linked up with were my friends from high school, Jay Royal and Jay Rose. Jay Royal goes by Royal Ben for real now, and he's in Charlotte, and he does music down there.
Yeah.
But the first Dayton artist that I linked up with was actually E-Man Jones.
And
we're still tight to this day.
E-Man's killing it.
E-Man, so. Yeah, he's going crazy right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the way I linked up with E-Man, we both recorded at the same studio, Raise the Bar. We both worked with Mo up until he passed away.
Yeah.
And I had reached out to him because I felt like at that time, out of all the Dayton artists that I knew, our styles were the most similar.
Yeah.
A lot of other artists were doing like the street sound and whatnot, and that's not the type of music I make. So I was trying to find somebody who was pretty much on the same wavelength as me, basically.
Yeah.
So I had this song called Make It Home. It's on SoundCloud. And I reached out to E-Man, and he laid the verse. We went to the studio together. He laid down the verse. And ever since then, we just been pretty tight for real.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love seeing, because for me, man, I'm maybe a little bit biased, but I think Dayton rap doesn't get the love that I really appreciate. Like, there's so many talented people that, like you said, there's different sounds. You got guys that maybe have more of a street sound. And you have guys like you, and then I just interviewed my buddy Gary, and he has such a completely different sound as well. And there are just so many different sounds that you can really just, it's sort of like a supermarket that you can go around and whatever you like.
Definitely.
You can find something for you.
Yeah.
And it's not just like some guy that it don't sound good.
Right.
And, I try to do this thing all the time where I'll turn a song on when I'm riding with a buddy that, like an artist from Dayton that maybe they wouldn't know. And I'm like, oh, did you like that song? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, remember the guy Steve Ernst that we got chicken wings from?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was him right there. And
it's hard, yeah.
And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, people don't realize that, Dayton has a good sound. And I just wish there was more of a platform for you guys to just, just share your story and stuff like that. What do you think, I guess in regards for Dayton as a whole, what do you think people who aren't artists, fans of music from Dayton, what do you think we could do to help give you guys more of a platform? Is there something that, as an artist, you wish fans and people did more?
I think a lot of that is on the artist, because I feel like we have to tell people how to support us.
Yeah.
Because there's so much music and content out now.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're somebody who's not an artist and someone drops a project, it's like, okay, I can listen to it, but how can I really support it?
Right.
So I feel like we just need to do a better job guiding people.
Yeah.
As far as how to go about doing that. Do you want them to come to a show? You want them to buy merch? Do you want them to tell somebody, tell a friend who would tell somebody, So that's where I think we should start. And I feel like to understand that, you have to kind of humble yourself a little bit, because a lot of artists feel like they're entitled to a certain level of support.
Yeah.
But you're not going to get that if you don't guide people.
I definitely get that, man, and I feel the same way with doing this podcast, and really with anything, any form of entertainment, man. Is like you said, you have to say, hey, look, I'm gonna post this podcast or this song or this album. Hey, look, I'm gonna need you guys to share it, and then like, hey, I just released new T-shirts. Go to my website, check it out, whatever. And like you say, when you give them a plan of action, it seems that people are more willing to help out and stuff like that.
Yeah. And on top of that, not to cut you off.
Oh, no. Go ahead.
On top of that, you have to give people a why.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so this is how you want me to support. Why should I support this? What's the story behind this? What's the motive behind your art or the vision, basically? So yeah, I just feel like a lot of artists, including myself, could do a better job being transparent.
Yeah.
To kind of level ourselves with people.
And that's where I'm glad you said that, because that leads me into the next thing. And the one thing that I've really respected about you is you do put out a lot of content. And the one thing that I admire about you is that you build somewhat of a relationship, and you also, one thing that I remember, Ash Matthews.
Yeah, that's my guy.
And the one thing I always admire about the one thing he said was, if you're an artist or if you do a podcast or whatever, you almost have to build you yourself when you're not behind the microphone. You're also building a brand with the way that you act and the way that you talk and the way you release stuff. You know what I mean? You're building a character for them to for people to gravitate to. And like you said, your why. Hey, I'm doing this because XYZ. I've got kids. I've got this. I'm just trying to be whatever. What do you think? Because you've done a good job of that. How important is that for you to build that relationship with your fans and giving them a why to follow your story?
It's the most important thing. It's inescapable. You have to do it if you want to really take your art to the next level.
Yeah.
Because there's so much stuff going on out here. There's a lot of artists, podcasts, movies, TV shows, YouTube videos.
There's so much stuff out there.
Yeah, you gotta give people. Just mainly goes back to that why. Just give people a reason as to why they should tap in, what they're getting from it, what they can expect, and also giving them a piece of you, who you are, your story, because that's where the connection is made. So, earlier you asked me who was one of my favorite artists.
Yeah.
So one artist that I listened to a lot when I first started rapping was Big Sean.
Yeah.
And it took me years to realize not only was I a fan of his music, but I was also a fan of his story.
Yeah.
And who he was as a person, because I would go to his YouTube channel a lot, and him and his guys at the time, Zeno Jones or whoever else, the Finally Famous crew, basically, they would always put out vlogs, and it'd be behind the scenes stuff of like him in the studio, or him meeting Pharrell, or him doing a show with Wale or whatever.
Yeah.
And people like that kind of stuff, and that's how you build, that connection with your fans. You show them pretty much what you're doing on a
pulling back the veil a little bit.
Yeah, pulling back the curtain pretty much. So all that stuff is important. It all goes hand in hand as far as brand building. And
oh my God, yes,
connection.
man.
Yeah.
I'll say that, and this is just not even for music, man. If you're doing anything where you're sort of selling yourself as whatever, if you're a comedian, if you're a musician, there's a million of Mike Kids out there. But what can I do to? Hey, you're scrolling through your phone at 11 o'clock at night.
Right.
What's going to get you to stop on Mike Kid instead of Jones or Mike Schmidt or whatever. You know what I mean? What's going to get you to stop on me instead of the other 100 million podcasts? Why are you going to watch me instead of Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
You know, what am I doing? You know, so I think just building that, like you said, relationship and so almost humanizing yourself a little bit.
Exactly.
Hey, I'm human too. Look, like you said, I'm doing this Monday. Tomorrow's a show. Here's me getting nervous before the show, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, I'm just as much of a person that you are, but you know, I love this and what I'm doing, and here's the final product after I do it. Because I think you see a lot of people, and you're like, because I was talking to one of my buddies who does music, and he's like, yeah, man, he did a show the other day, and he was like, man, I'm so nervous. But then you see him, and he's up there just like having a good time, and all hype, and I'm like,
Yeah.
a lot of people they see the final product, but they don't see the countless hours that, hey, you had to get somebody to make the beat for you, and then you write the lyrics, and then you go in there with an engineer and you tweak it up, and then you record it, and then you got to put it on social media, then you got to perform it, and then get the mic right and do the sound check, and it's like there's so many hours just that go unnoticed that a lot of people don't see, and I think that's just so important to, and maybe not showing every moment, but give them, like you said, pull the curtain back, and they're like, wow, Deshaun's been doing that. Doing all that it took 30 hours for him to do, you know, a little 10-minute set or whatever.
Yeah.
And you get to see it a little bit. And the one thing I was excited to talk to you about, sort of a side note from music, was we're both Cavs fans. What is it like being a Cleveland Cavalier fan, I guess, post LeBron? Because, I mean, we had a great year this year.
Right.
Very promising. I think a few injuries here and there.
Yeah.
Could have helped us out, but still a very promising year.
Right.
What is it like? When did you start being? Have you always been a Cleveland Cavalier fan?
So the first jersey I ever owned was Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
So once I got into sports video games, I played with the 76ers a lot.
Yeah.
But then around that time, I also found out who LeBron was. I was like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
And pretty much as I grew up watching LeBron, I became a Cavs fan by nature.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He was just, I remember when he came in, I was like, oh, my gosh. You know, I was in high school.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, this is, you know, I grew up watching MJ. And then it grew to, okay, everybody likes MJ. And I'm always like the dude that likes to root for the underdog.
Oh,
So I was like, I'll start rooting for Cleveland, hometown team. I'm already a Reds fan and a Bengals fan. And then we got LeBron, and life was good. And then he left, and it was terrible. And he came back and won us a ring. And I was like, well, since, you know, I've already been through one bad breakup with LeBron, if he leaves again, that's okay. And now we finally got like a pretty solid team, and they look good. Donovan Mitchell, Mobley. I think we got a good young core, and I'm just looking forward. I think with Boston, you know, Tatum's going to be out all next year or whatever, and I'm just looking forward to a good year from the Cavs, man, because we need another ring.
We have another shot. I know this year didn't end the way that we would have liked it to, but I feel like we still have a good shot to make another run next year.
Oh, yeah.
I would really like for us to push Evan Mobley to the forefront. I've said since his rookie year that if he somehow becomes our best player, we're going to be perennial contenders because his offense is starting to catch up with his defense.
Yeah.
And he's an elite defensive player.
Super elite.
Yeah, so once that happens, we're going to be in the mix year in, year out, in my opinion.
Like you said, he's a top tier, probably top 5, maybe top 3. I'd say maybe top 2 or 3 defender.
Yeah.
And like you said, even if he can become, I think, a top 10 or top 15 scorer, like, man, pair that up with Donovan Mitchell, who can drop 70 on your head.
It's going to get scary.
It's going to get real scary. And then you've got other guys you can just, I mean, if you got 2 guys like that, you can piece enough around them to make a run. And like you said, I think it's just the Pacers this past year.
Yeah.
They were just a team of destiny to get there.
They were a frisky team. They beat us a lot last season. So once we matched up with them second round, I'm like, this isn't going to be no cakewalk.
Yeah.
And they were just more physical than us. They don't get tired at all. It's insane.
Right.
They got a hell of a squad over there.
They had a real good team. They were tough,
Yeah.
which I think that we didn't play as physical as we needed to play.
Mm-mm.
And but all in all, I'm very happy that we did as good as we did. And like I said, it's just I actually got to go to that game we did win against the Pacers.
Oh, okay.
And it was rough, dude. I mean, me and Pacer fans have a little bit of a history of me going there.
Yeah.
The last year, I think we had LeBron. They were, chatting me up saying LeBron's going to leave and doing all this and do that. So on the way out, I said, man, where's your championship banner at? Oh, wait, y'all don't got one of those. And so I ended up getting, almost booed out. I got surrounded by, 30 or 40 Pacer fans and, got booed out of the Pacer Stadium. So me going back, I was a little bit nervous. But I went there, and they were fine. They were totally cool.
Yeah.
Gave me a little bit of smack. I had, my one little moment cheer, and I was like, that's good enough for me.
Hey, man, well, maybe Caitlin Clark could bring them a banner.
Hey. Hey, we'll see. Maybe, man. The CC, she's killing it.
Yeah.
So. But I know you're always, maybe redirect back to music. Whenever you're in the studio, I always ask everybody this who deals with the studio. Let's say maybe you're going to the studio. You stop at the gas station. You can pick up 2 snacks and 1 drink to go to the studio. What do you pick up?
I usually either get the Gummy Lifesavers or a thing of Sour Patch Kids.
Yes.
And for a drink, it really just depends on the day. Sometimes I'll grab I'll just grab a water. I know, boring. But,
no.
Or I'll get like a soda, like a Tahitian treat, maybe something like that. Yeah.
Tahitian treat. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
That sounds good, man.
Yeah.
I never had one of those.
Oh, really? Oh, they're so good. Those things are just packed with sugar.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, it's a classic. It's a classic beverage.
No, that does sound pretty good.
Yeah.
So, but I was reading up, man. You've had some of your music on was it TV? Was that right on CW?
Yeah, All American.
Now, how does that work? Like, how do you do when something like that happens? Do they reach out to you? Do you reach out to them? How does something like that work out?
Yeah, so the way that worked, I found this sync licensing company through this book I was reading.
Yeah.
And I signed up for it, and I submitted my song Without Fear. It was out for a couple years at that time.
Yeah.
So I submitted it to their catalog. It got accepted. They have a pretty low acceptance rate. Like, I've pitched 6 songs and maybe only landed 2.
Yeah.
So I noticed they've been pitching Without Fear for a little bit. Like, you can see the shows that they try to get the song on.
Yeah.
They pitched it to All American twice before it actually landed on there.
Really?
Yeah, and they pitched it to this other show called Chicago Fire. And even the new Scary Movie 5, Scary Movie 6, around that time they had pitched it to that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't landing. So after those couple years, I just stopped checking on it. Well, one day I'm at my fiance's apartment, and I get an email from Crucial Music, the sync licensing company.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, your song landed on season 6 episode or season 5 episode 2 of All American. It's gonna play tomorrow. I'm like 24-hour notice basically.
Yeah.
So oh shoot. So I get on, grab my phone. I'm texting everybody. It was crazy because All American, that was one of my favorite shows at the time too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a great moment.
And like I said earlier, it's like people will see that song on there and think, wow, man, how does he do that? He must have just called them up. No, it was out for a couple years.
Yeah.
And you just got to be consistent, man. I always say what you do in the dark will come to the light. Mm-hmm. And that's awesome.
Something I learned about being in the music industry that I've applied to my life in general is that a lot of opportunities aren't necessarily going to come to you, but you got to seek them out.
Yeah.
So once I started seeing things through those lenses, as I've sought out more opportunities, I've been able to find them and use them to my advantage to push my music further.
Absolutely. And I always say, man, you know what? If you go out, there are a lot of people that are willing to help and to get stuff pushed along. And I'm the same way, man. When you go out and it's like, what can I do? How much more can I do? Let's do it. Let's push this further. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah.
And when you go out and then you'll see all these opportunities just around to, get your song in this or that or run into Pat McAfee or what, just you got to be willing to go out there and seek opportunity.
You can't wait for it to fall in your lap. That's one thing that I used to think, because when I first got into music, people would always be like, well, if the right person hears it or somebody hits you up, say they like it. Or, no, you have to really like push your chips to the edge of the table and like go out there and find those opportunities and see what you can make out of yourself.
Hey, push your chips in and jump.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it is nobody's going to force you to jump, but when you jump, man, you go all in.
Mm-hmm.
Big things come your way, man.
For sure.
And I always say, I'm not trying to get too spiritual, but I read a quote one place, man, that said, God's not getting your blessing ready for you, but he's getting you ready for your blessing.
Right.
And sometimes it's like you go through hardships and you work hard and you think, oh, man, like you say, I wish the opportunity will fall in my lap.
Mm-hmm.
But when you go out and just get after it, man, and be willing to take no's and be willing to be like, hey, do you know what? I had 10 people at this show, but you know what? Next time, we're going to get 15.
Mm-hmm.
And then just continue to grow. It's like, man, you're going to get blessed more than you can even imagine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think just being a go-getter, and like I said, you have to be your biggest fan.
Have to
be your biggest fan.
Have to.
And believe in yourself, because if you don't believe, nobody else will. So I know we had spoke about on every show here on the Leston Avenue Project.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about one of the top tier fast food joints, Taco Bell.
Yeah.
So if D.Knight is going to Taco Bell, it could be middle of the day, it could be late night, before or after the studio, whatever, maybe after today.
Mm-hmm.
You go to Taco Bell. What does D.Knight order at Taco Bell?
I'm either going to get 2 Doritos Locos Tacos and a Baja Blast.
Yes.
Or I'm going to get a Crunchy Wrap Supreme.
Ooh.
Yeah. You know what I used to always get, though, when I was in middle school? I would always get the $5 box.
Yes.
That come with the tacos, the burrito layer wrap, and I think it came with, like, the cinnamon twist.
Yep.
Do they still have those? The cinnamon twist?
I haven't had those in so long, man. I wouldn't even know.
Oh, man. Those are so good.
You know what I liked back in the day was the volcano taco.
Oh, yeah.
That hot sauce.
Yeah.
Ooh, it was like, give me extra of that to dip it in. I do the soft tacos. Just give me the soft taco. I'll add a Dorito Loco.
Yeah.
And then if you don't get a Baja Blast at Taco Bell, then like, what are you doing?
Have to get a Baja Blast.
If you don't get a Baja Blast, even if you just go for a Baja Blast, you got to get the Baja Blast.
You know, it's funny, Mike. I don't even drink Mountain Dew like that. But when I go to Taco Bell, you best believe I'm getting a Baja Blast.
And for me, man, it's like drinking almost like a draft beer of something that you can't find anywhere else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It would be just like, I can't even think like if a bar had Bush Apple on draft, I would just go there just for the Bush Apple.
Have to.
Just because it's like, where else are you going to get a Baja Blast?
Right.
Besides a bottle. So, but yeah, that's our Taco Bell order. So Taco Bell, please sponsor us. We appreciate it. And since we're sort of wrapping up, man, I'm going to give you 60 seconds uninterrupted to plug yourself, to plug the new album, all social medias. I'll shut up, and you've got the mic, ladies and gentlemen. This is D.Knight plugging himself. Go ahead and plug social medias, and just plug whatever you want to say. Knock yourself out.
All right, so you can find me on all social media platforms at D.Knight is real. My handle is the same everywhere you go. My website, dknightisreal.com. Be sure to check out my album, Kids with Ambition. If you like storytelling hip-hop, if you like motivational music or motivational rap music in general, that album is for you. And if you like it, make sure you post it onto your social media, tag me in it, let me know what your favorite songs are, let your friends know what your favorite songs are, and let's get the message spread about this album, man, because it's one of the best rap albums that's dropped in 2025. So we are going to give it the push that it deserves, and we're going to treat it as such. And I thank all y'all for tuning in.
You guys heard the man. Go check out the album. Tag me in it as well, The Real Mike Kid. If you're on Instagram, if you're watching this, you probably follow me on social media. So check me out, Mike Kid. Tag me. I want to know what your favorite song is, because it's like, I've heard it probably 3 times through already. I want to know what your guys' favorite song is. I like The Inner Child.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite songs that I really just enjoyed. But it's a good album. Go check out my boy. This is one of the... When I say I was super excited for this podcast, that was an understatement. Because this guy is super, super talented, and he's a better human being. So go check out D.Knight. Check him out, and we appreciate y'all, and you guys have a good night. See you guys next time.
Appreciate it.
Peace.